Hi, you guys, it's Melanie, and welcome back to Living Luxuriously for Less, where we celebrate, decorate, and enjoy everyday life for less. In today's video, we are going to be doing not one, but two gorgeous centerpieces that I have found while searching the internet for inspiring ideas. Now, both of these inspirational photos that I'm going to share with you, they are not my work, but definitely something that caught my attention. And I wanted to be able to recreate not one, but both of these looks luxuriously for less. So before we get started, I would like to thank the sponsors of today's video, which is UBiz, and I will leave the link down below in the first pinned comment as well as in the description box. So let's get started with assembling centerpiece number one. Okay, you guys, so for this particular centerpiece, it is absolutely beautiful, but what I will say is that you will need an extra set of hands or some type of clamp in order to keep everything um, aligned as you are assembling this particular centerpiece. Now, the great thing about it is that all of the crystal bars are already attached. You're literally attaching the three pieces. And if you had a clamp, I think it would be a lot easier than what I was able to do here. Now, once I assembled one of these, I learned from, my trial and error, and it was super simple to put together the second one. It comes in four different pieces, the three sides and the top and the bottom. And once you get that assembled, you can just place the centerpiece on the top. Now you want to make sure that you go in and hook all of the pieces on the inside. That's kind of what gives it that triangular shape. And then all of the extra pieces, you want to make sure that you store those for later use because they do provide you with extra pieces. Now that the centerpiece is all together, I am going to place a floral on top of it just to see how it looks. And I will say that I absolutely love the way it looks. It looks so luxurious, but I do want to try it with a larger centerpiece. Now here it is with a larger centerpiece, and I want to do the hanging pieces down just like the inspirational photo. Now, granted, I will probably be using live florals. This is just kind of a trial run for me to see exactly how I want this to work, but I think I would be using live florals to hang down on this piece. But I always like to kind of play around with it to see what works, what doesn't work prior to the day of the event, just to kind of get a prototype and a feel on exactly what tools I'm going to need in order to achieve this look. Now, there were a few differences that I noticed between my prototype and the inspirational photo, and I will share those with you all when we get them side by side. But I am using the fishing wire and floral, I think they're called floral clamps, in order to achieve this look. And I'm just placing that inside of the styrofoam. And it was really easy to do. I will say that on event day, I would try to pre-string as many of these as possible. It's going to take about I would say about 2 dozen in order to achieve the look that I saw on the inspirational photo. And I keep saying inspirational photo, you guys, because when I did a reverse, I found it on Pinterest, and when I did a reverse image search, there were so many different sites that used that image. I didn't want to credit the wrong individual. So if you know who this designer is, please link them down below so that I could give them proper credit. So again, I wanted to get all the roses in place, and once I got them in place, I noticed that I would like to make my stems shorter, like the ones you see here, and use probably fresh flowers. So you guys tell me what you see between my prototype and the inspiration. You guys let me know in the comments down below, and I will implement those things into my final design. So now that we are done with centerpiece number 1, we are going to move into the second centerpiece. And let me just say that I initially thought that this centerpiece was going to be so much more work just because of all of the pieces that look like, you know, we're all involved. But honestly, it is only 4 pieces, and this is going to be a breeze. I just opened this up, and I am super duper duper excited about putting it all together. Okay, so we're going to start with putting this first piece down on this flat, kind of a flat tray. And when you put it down, it's going to go like a diamond shape. There we go. And then you're going to put the heads on to secure it in. And they're already painted gold. Next up, I'm going to put this piece on, but before I do, I want to go ahead and attach the bottom. Okay, you guys, so let me show you how it looks inside of here. I'm just zip tying around. You guys see that? So I'm going to add in another one. And if you wanted to do the hanging flowers, you could literally just hang them on here with a fishing wire. Now, to achieve the hanging effect with this particular floral centerpiece, I am using the exact same technique that I used with the first one, and I'm actually using the same flowers just for the sake of time. But in the inspirational photo, I think they use ribbon. And so I am going to figure out exactly how they adhered the ribbon to those pieces and try to figure out a best practice for me. But again, this is just me practicing so that on the day of the event, a lot of these things will not be, you know, it will not be a surprise to me. I will have already gone through the trial run to figure out exactly what I want to do in order to get that final look that I'm aiming for. Okay, you guys, so that is all for today's video. Let me know which centerpiece you prefer right now. Was it centerpiece number 1 or centerpiece number 2? All of the information that you need to find both centerpieces can be found down in the description box or in the comments. I'll see you guys at the next video. Cheers!